Yeah. Let's go. Previously on Kimba TV. Hey, so mark your calendar, December 11th through December 15th. I'm gonna give away about $30,000-$40,000 every day. Maybe if we're gonna get one more, right? You know, this could be here. I don't know, but like somewhere in this zone. 39. Where's Ja Rule at? How we doing? Hey, Bookmap is back. Bookmap is back. We've already planned for this. So any questions? You guys want to talk about anything? Remember when we did the TA, and then remember when we put the live limits in on TapBit? So I don't know how many hours before we actually got the price action we put the limits in, but look at that, pretty cool, right? And remember on the VIP stream, it's rewindable. Sometimes people will DM me and be like, yo, it's hella off sync. If you pause the video, it's gonna show the older shit. So make sure that you always hit refresh so that it goes to the most up-to-date portion of the timestamp. But I made it rewindable, so like, let's see if we can find it. Yeah, so like at 2:30 in the morning, I woke up to go take a piss. And so like I did it live, but I like canceled the rest of the orders and moved my stop loss into profit. Alrighty, but it hasn't lost sync for about 11 hours, or how long? 14 hours. So just make sure that you're always at the very front of the time on YouTube. Okay, but it hasn't lost sync for about 14 plus hours. So you might be looking at 4 hours ago, you know, or 8 hours ago. But if you pause the video, then you're going to look at old shit. But I made it like that so you guys can rewind and see when I canceled the rest of my limits, when I moved my stop loss. You know, I did everything live. So TP is already set too. I don't know if you guys saw it. But anyways, even if you didn't see this though, the plan is like literally what we set. So Pixel to 618, that's what we were counting on. I got filled for one of the limit orders on every exchange. So TapBit, I got filled for 25. MEXC, I got filled for 100. Kraken, I got filled for 100. But yeah, I mean, pretty normal shit, right? We talked about all this, and then I also said that I'm not longing any of these single prints. So I'm not in a long. If you're in a long on some sort of sweep golden pocket retrace, that's awesome. I'm rooting for you. You need to get above 37.7 ASAP because you just had a 30-minute candle close below the value area low. You just said. Makes sense, right? You just lost value area low. So if you're in a long, you need to hurry up and get back above 37.7 ASAP. Like straightforward shit. Okay. That's pretty much it. That's it. And then like I have my TP at 36.5. And I'll continue to move my stop loss down. I haven't done anything since last night when I woke up to go take a piss and I had put my stop loss in profit, so, or break even. So now I gotta log into each one and adjust the stop losses. But yeah, bulls, if you are in a long, you need to reclaim 37.7 like ASAP, and you need to have two 30-minute candle closes above 37.7. If it does that, I might close the shorts. But I'm just keeping it real simple. FOMO Frog, could you give us a quick read on Boo Gammas? Let's do it together because I haven't seen it either. Bearish. So 45.30. 45.40, 45.30. The GEX slip is now right at 45.40. Look, 45.40. So you see it, 45.30, 45.40. Higher probability that it's going to go down. But you don't. There's no attraction to a gamma today because of the way that the open interest volume is distributed. So all you have is a probability that it's high probability it'll tap 45.30. If you're bullish, you would want it to tap 45.30 and then get back above 45.40 since it's the GEX flip. But holding 45.40 is all right too. There's no guarantee because of the way that the open interest volume is spread out. Alrighty, and then like on the higher time frame, 46.05 Bugama is still the biggest one. But yeah, 45.30, 45.40 tap, and then we'll see what happens. Yes? Calling noob, what's going on? Coke Zero says 38.1 already in stop loss. Break even. TP ready. Yes, sir. We got filled together and saw it yesterday together. Gucci. Nice. Coke Zero. Yeah, I mean, it's really not that hard. We put in the TA. I don't know when we did this. God damn it. I don't know when we did this, but it was at least 5-6 hours before it even went and did it. So, right? Plan it out, and then just execute. I didn't even actually know I got filled on TapBit until I woke up and go take a piss. I thought for some reason maybe TapBit, like I missed it by like $5, but I was filled, so that's nice. Have a look at DOT. By the way, look at IOTA. Oh, where did our lines go? Dot BTC. Okay, so that's dot BTC, bouncing off of Golden Pocket again. I'm going to be patient. I'll be patient. I can't. I already missed the long on this bad boy, so yeah, I should have taken like that bull div on dot BTC. So I already missed the long, so I got to be patient on dot. I'll get you prepped for the rest of the night until we regroup tomorrow. I will probably try to stream early tomorrow because I'm probably going to end the stream daily candle close. Alrighty, but let me know if you guys have any questions. We've already kind of looked at Bugama. You guys know where my stop loss and profit is, right? If you've been following along today, I mean, we're talking about we identified the 690. Right? We were talking about how that would have to be turned into support, right? You could even go with like the 30-minute candle closes, etc. Right? You had two above 690, literally pixel perfect 690. Right? So for me, the stop losses start on a higher high. Okay? Because that's the technical definition of bullish retest, right? It actually makes a higher high. You got to be patient because you don't want to be stuck like if it's starting to actually transition to a lower low, higher low. So the only way that you really know that the bullish retest work is if it makes a higher high, right? That's just like third grade TA. Coke Zero says, it's like the MM is listening to you. Nah, I'm Gucci. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've seen this, right? So it's 886 rejection. What is the highest probable Fibonacci level that it should, if it's bullish, what's the Fibonacci level that it should find support at? 0.5. So let's see. And then the pivot point is where? The golden pocket. Crispy says, yes, sir. Yup. It's just math, ladies and gentlemen. So makes sense like why I did the stop loss on a higher high, right? I do the same shit every single time. I just use common sense. Corn Fresh. Max 382. Yes, in fact, 382 would actually be bearish. So, no, let me rephrase that. If it goes to 382, the bulls lose their edge and they have to start all over. It becomes neutral, right? 0.5, they're still able to maintain bullish edge. 382, because look. Well, you see it? It's pixeling on the 0.5, not the other 0.5, this 0.5. So as long as you hold that 0.5, the bulls maintain their edge. I don't want to say it's bearish or bullish. I'm going to just say that as long as bulls hold that, they still have their edge. Okay? Going to the golden pocket, okay, and if you bring back the other level, that's your 382. And we all know that that's normal, but that has reset the edge. Okay? So it's just fibbing, right? So show me. Show me. If bulls are going to maintain their edge, they're going to be able to hold that. You could still bounce from there, but the minute you get down there, now you don't have an edge. It's neutral. You know, if you do this, then the bears have the edge. And like I moved the stop loss, everybody sees it, right? I moved the stop loss to the higher high. Okay, so it's just math. I'm not gonna sit here and guess, or I'm not gonna look at like red candles and like start freaking out emotionally, right? I'm just letting the math tell me what to do. Mogai says, how big of a net would you do it if it sweeps 38.5? So Mogai, what did we talk about when we're gonna do swing failure patterns, Mogai? Am I gonna put blind limits at 38.5? Or am I gonna wait for the structure to form, and then I'm gonna pull the fib from the low, and then I'm gonna put limits in from the sweep level all the way to the 7.5? So Mogai, to answer your question, I'm not setting any fucking nets. Roger that. And something that I wanna tell you, Mogai, is that the 38.5 is the derivative sweep, okay? 38.5 is the derivative sweep. Are you aware of what the actual sweep would be? It's 39,360 because it's the CME sweep that we want. Okay? CME usually trades at a what? $200, $250, $300 premium, correct? So 39,345 sweep kind of lines up with 39,000 point of control. Okay, these are all things that we have talked about for weeks now. Okay, we've been talking about the sweep of this all this time. Okay, but that's basically what I would do to kind of give you a little recap, though, Mogai. Okay, so there's no blind limits, and the real sweep that you want is the 39,000 on CME, brother. That's a bad high. That's a poor high. Bad high. Bad high. Bad high. These are all gonna get stopped. Okay, Mogai? Yeah, so brother, 38.5 is a Gucci level, okay? But I'm not going to do shit. I'm going to let the math tell me. The open interest needs to look good, and I'm going to wait for structure. So once the structure is formed, then I have the higher high, and that's the stop loss. Sounds good, Mogai? And the most important thing that I'm going to tell you, Mogai, is that's just how I'm doing it. Just because I'm doing it that way doesn't mean that it's the only way. It certainly doesn't mean it's the right way, okay? It's just the way that I'm doing it. So listen to the logic, listen to the why, take bits and pieces and add it to your strategy if you want to. Alrighty, but I'm not going to do any blind nets. I promise you. Okay? Tecmo says, thank you, bro. I'm good. Been watching since morning. Awesome, awesome, Tecmo. Will you let me know if you have anything? ROJ Yuguchi. Iruma. Christian says, at this moment, chart is on bullish or bearish side. You don't want to ask questions like that, Christian. That doesn't make any sense. First off, I don't know what time frame you're talking about. Okay? And like you should be asking, what does traditional markets look like for tomorrow's weekly options expirations? So on the higher time frame, okay, there's a reason why the highlight from 2 days ago. There's a reason why 2 days ago's highlights is called BTC short attempts. So I think you kind of know what I'm looking at on the higher time frame. But at the end of the day, Christian, you got to be specific about which time frame. It could look bullish on the 5 minute, and it could look like ass on the 1 hour. You know what I mean? Instead of asking me a generalized question like, hey, does it look bullish or bearish? I want you to tell me what you think it looks like based off of whatever. So Christian, if you tell me, hey, Kimba, on the 15 minute, because of this, this, and this, I think it's bearish, I can critique that. And that's how I think I could help you a lot better. Roger that. I honestly, genuinely want everyone to get better at this and juice. So it might not be the exact answer that you want at that moment, but you have to understand that my intention is to make you good at this shit and juice up. So, okay. But if you tell me, hey brother, I think it's bearish because of this, this, and this, I can critique that all day for you. But I don't know what time frame you're talking about, so it's kind of hard to tell you if it's bullish or bearish. Always long says Kim, but I'm sure you already went over this, but could you walk through key levels to the downside and upside? Sure, always long. Now, all of these levels are going to mean different things for people, right? Always long. So first things first, you have a bunch of TPO levels here. So that's your value area low, value area high. It tried to break through, and it's right below it again, okay? So bulls, you need to hold this. 37719 or whatever it is. It's going to be a little bit loose. Let's just call it 37690 or whatever, right? But bulls, you need to hold this point of control. It's pretty straightforward. So always long. To the downside, you see that point of control at 37.2, correct? So 37.2 is a pretty important level, all right? I would also say 36, like starting around 36.7, that's your golden pocket, okay? Your other point of control is at 36.5, okay? And then you've got a single print and a bad low at 36.240. So, like, you already saw me put my TPs in, right? Not financial advice, and obviously it depends on the data, but from what I'm seeing right now, I'm probably going to do something like this and then do bottom heavy entries. Okay, and if that long attempt doesn't work, then it's this one. So I've got like 36.5, 36.4 as a really important level, right? 36 like 180 or 190 is the single print. Okay, also lines up with 75786, and then I think 35.388 is another 35 like 4 is another bad low. So attempt number 1 for a long, attempt number 2 for a long. Okay, attempt number 1 for a short. That's it. Like it's gonna the sweep. That's all I really got. Silver says, what do you think of Sol? We looked at it a little bit while ago, but we can look at it again. So I bet it really hasn't changed. Look at that. Do you remember yesterday when we said if it's going to go up, you would want to get a sweep of that? It's kind of like Bitcoin. If it doesn't sweep it, they're saving all of these. That didn't sweep. That didn't sweep. Okay. This is another bad high. So what are they going to do? That one didn't sweep. That one didn't sweep. What are we going to do? So, if I was going to try to short this, I wouldn't have been filled because it didn't sweep. But short is probably your best move, I think. And then wait for like a pullback to try and long it again to clean all these highs. Sounds good, Silver HD. But you got to be thinking to yourself, why aren't they sweeping? So if you nerd out a little bit on swing failure patterns, there's a very big distinction that you can make if they're saving it for later. That's like on the daily, okay? But at some point, that shit is going to get swept, right? That shit's going to get swept. So, Shredda says, I wish there were white hoodies left. We're going to do like $25,000 in merch giveaway. So the white hoodies will go out. After December, the white hoodies, every single version 1.1 design is going to get discontinued, and we'll move on to the version 2.0 design. But yeah, Liquinia Lions, beanie, hoodie, mugs, mouse pads, rain shell, all that will be gone after December. Okay, and then the new designs will start coming out. It would be much better to, I mean, it's the same thing as Biddy. Bad, 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 bad. Right? Yeah, but are you in a position on Doge, brother? If you tell me like, hey man, I'm in a long from here, or hey man, I'm thinking about shorting this, I might be able to help you a little bit better. I guess I would just say, you know, you're probably still in that short from there to try and get those bad lows. Yeah. You got to start throwing up some like, are there any single prints? This is pretty normal. Are there any single prints or TPO levels in here? That would be really amazing confluence if there is anything there. I've been wanting to long here. I want the sweep. So, do you want to talk about anything, SwapBZ? You know where my stop loss is, right? Higher high. You know where my TP is. If I get stopped out in profit, you know where I would try to look for another short, right? You know where I'm going to try to look for a long. So, all my signal says, can you check KingFisher? Absolutely, brother. Is there a specific thing that you want? Is multi and high leverage okay, or what do you want? You want opti or high? I think high leverage is actually the best right now. Okay, but if you want another leverage, let me know. I'm going to generate high lever for you right now. Heard some on audiobook to Outliers to Work. Really interesting thoughts on the ice hockey all-star stuff. Yes, that's a really great example too. SwapEasy. Do you remember first in the day when we identified 37.7 in the morning? Do you remember like when we were talking about the TPO value area low? So 3777, 37770, or I mean some people were saying like 37690. I mean it's, you know what I'm talking about, right? SwapEasy. So what did it do? So it tried to go back in. It couldn't even make it to its own. Well, it actually kind of went to this point of control, but this is the value area high. It couldn't even make it to value area high, and it lost the level. So all I would do, so first off, if this is gonna get, if this is gonna get turned into support, SwapEasy, then the best confirmation is that it's gonna make a higher high. And so if you go to the VIP stream, if you rewind and listen to me, I put MEXC and Kraken all here like that. Okay, SwapBZ. So my stop loss is on a higher high now because if it's going to find support here, then it's going to be able to make a higher high. So I'm out, right? I see this, and so I actually said the numbers out loud, SwapBZ, but I will have TapBit get closed out there, and then I'm like this, just in case it wants to reject on value area high. But I would assume it's going to do something like that if it gets that high. Alrighty. Okay, makes sense. My entry is at that value area high, so that's kind of awkward. Okay. So here's the other thing too. Swing high, swing low. Look at where your value area high is. Yeah. So I would, if I were you, SwapBZ, you know, I would be watching this. If it's really bullish, you're going to be able to hold this as support. But all these candle closes below, that's not good. Probably just closed already. TP 25% at 37.5, so I'm already in profit. Okay, yeah. For me, there's no reason for me to close my short. Not financial advice. You know what I mean? But I do have my stop loss on a higher high though. Not close it now. Got you. Yeah. So my stop losses start on higher high. Okay, you can. There you go. Is that a bearish engulfing candle on those two, bro? I don't know if there was enough volume. Yeah, I want this to go down, and I want to reset the OI. So I've just been kind of keeping it dead simple and not overcomplicating it too much. SwapBZ. I have 25% at a higher high, and then just behind that 7576 if it wants to pixel touch. Okay, got you. Good stuff, SwapBZ. Reset the RSI, also 1 hour. Let me take a look. Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is the hourly. So you could still get a sweep, you know. So even if it makes a lower low, I'm still not like popping bottles or anything because this could be the pivot. I had a blast. I hope you guys had a blast. I wish I could stay a little bit longer with you. Remember, in 39 minutes, you're going to have Macaulay Culkin start. All right. So do your best. Let the math guide you. Stay safe. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions. Alrighty? Stay safe, you guys. I'm going to try to feel a little bit better. How do I get Sato here? Hey, Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss. Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss.